Jeopardy! Fans have lost it over a surprising clue popping up on tonight's game that pays homage to controversial former host, Mayim Bialik. The actress and self-proclaimed trivia nerd stepped away from the series in 2023 after a brief hosting run but made a return tonight when mentioned by her former co-host, Jennings. Mark Fitzpatrick, the content manager from Riverside, Connecticut, came to increase his winning stream after earning $58,000 from his previous 3 games. He went up against Colleen Kelly, a girl between gigs from Massachusetts, and Robert Frank, a data analyst from Wisconsin. Host Ken, 50, then revealed the first batch of categories, one of which was TV coupling, which players were instructed to name the show. Mark got the $200 and $400 clues correctly, but it was Colleen who buzzed into the $600 hint that got fans talking. Sheldon and Amy, pure genius, Ken read, to which Colleen answered, "What is the Big Bang Theory?" before her stint as Jeopardy! Host, Mayim, 48, played Amy Farrah Fowler on the iconic CBS sitcom. Mayim joined the cast in 2010 and played her character, who was a love interest for Jim Parsons' famous Sheldon Cooper, up until the series finale in 2019. Fans took note of the connection between the sitcom clue and the lore it is within the game show program. "I lost it at Ken casually reading the Mayim clue. I know he wanted to say more," one viewer wrote. Another said, "Always gets me when a Big Bang Theory clue comes up in the post-Mayim era. Feels like a dark cloud whenever Mayim is brought back up," a third mentioned. Despite Colleen correctly guessing the Big Bang Theory clue, it was Mark who secured the early lead with $2,400, while she and Rob had $1,000 each. Mark increased his lead when he found the second daily double, adding $3,000 to his score. "Type 1 diabetes destroys beta cells in this organ," Ken read under the anatomy category. "What is a pancreas?" Mark correctly guessed. He also snagged $4,000 with the third daily double under the category color films. All or nothing. Kristen Stewart and Chris Hemsworth had the 2 title roles in this 2012 fantasy. The clue read, to which Mark correctly answered, "What is Snow White and the Huntsman?" Going into Final Jeopardy, Mark had a hefty lead with $23,600 while Rob was in second with $6,200 and Colleen in third with $5,600. The category for the final round was word origins. As Ken read, this word for one who cuts a trail comes from a name of a character in an 1840 novel. "What is Pathfinder?" was what they were looking for, but for the third straight game in a row, all 3 players missed the last question. Fortunately for Mark, he bet $0 and his final total of $23,600 did not drop at all. Rob bet just $130, dropping his final score to $6,070 while Colleen bet it all and ended the game with $0. Despite going home with no cash in her pockets, Colleen should be proud as she entertained fans throughout the game, in particular with her job title. "Girl between gigs is my new favorite Jeopardy occupation," an amused viewer wrote. Mayim first joined Jeopardy in 2021 as an interim host before being announced as a permanent fixture to the series in 2022. She would host alongside Ken, having the pair trade off games and spin-off tournaments. However, after suffering from previous scandals, Mayim stepped away from Jeopardy in 2023 in solidarity with the Hollywood's writers' strike. Producers decided to axe her role altogether after the move, and Ken has remained the sole host of the program since. Jeopardy! Fans were sent into a frenzy recently when a Mayim Bialik-related clue appeared on the beloved quiz show, just a year after her controversial exit as co-host. The uproar was swift and passionate, as longtime viewers took to social media to express their shock and disbelief. To make things even more electrifying, Mark Fitzpatrick, a formidable contestant, snagged his 4th consecutive win, cementing his status as a fan favorite. But the Mayim Bialik clue wasn't just a passing mention. It seemed to reignite the flames of a debate many thought had been extinguished. Was her departure truly justified? The controversial clue. It all started in the final round, when the category famous TV hosts appeared on the board. Contestants had breezed through the earlier rounds, with Mark Fitzpatrick leading by a comfortable margin. But then came the $1,000 clue. This actress, who portrayed a neuroscientist on the hit sitcom The Big Bang Theory, took over as co-host of a popular quiz show in 2021. The room fell silent as contestants deliberated. Mark buzzed in confidently, answering, "Who is Mayim Bialik?" With a small smile, host Ken Jennings confirmed, "Correct." And with that, it was as though the floodgates opened. Fans watching from home immediately took to Twitter, Reddit, and fan forums, reigniting the debate over Bialik's tenure as Jeopardy! Co-host. Was this a sly nod from the producers to acknowledge her sudden departure a year ago? Was it meant as a tribute, or perhaps a way to stir up conversation? A look back at Mayim's departure. Mayim Bialik's time as a Jeopardy! Co-host was tumultuous from the start. When she and Ken Jennings were announced as co-hosts following the brief and ill-fated tenure of Mike Richards, reactions were mixed. Many fans appreciated Bialik's wit and intelligence, finding her to be a natural fit for the show's cerebral nature. Others, however, thought she lacked the gravitas and smooth delivery of Jennings, who had an undeniable connection to the show as one of its greatest champions. Throughout her time on the show, Bialik faced criticism for various reasons, ranging from her pauses between clues to her perceived stiffness in interactions with contestants. Things came to a head when rumors of behind-the-scenes friction with the production team and disagreements over creative direction emerged. In the fall of 2023, it was officially announced that Bialik would no longer be continuing as co-host, leaving Ken Jennings to helm the show solo. Her departure was met with both relief and disappointment from different factions of the fanbase. Many believed it was the right move to let Jennings, a Jeopardy! Legend in his own right, take full control. Others, however, felt Bialik wasn't given a fair chance and that her gender and background unfairly colored some of the harsh criticism she received. Fan reactions explode. Within minutes of the Mayim Bialik clue being read, social media was ablaze with commentary. Some fans expressed nostalgia, reminiscing about her time on the show. "I miss Mayim. She brought something unique to Jeopardy! That Ken doesn't," one fan tweeted. Another added, "Say what you want about Mayim, but she did the best she could." The hate she got was over the top. However, not all the reactions were positive. One particularly vocal group of fans saw the clue as a subtle jab at Bialik, considering her departure hadn't exactly been on the best of terms. Are the producers trolling Mayim Bialik with this clue? Kind of savage if you ask me, one user speculated on Reddit. Meanwhile, others argued that the clue was merely a factual nod to a part of Jeopardy! History.